Welcome back, everybody. It is just about that time when we're going to start getting these food plots in, and it's an exciting time of year. You can see up here, Carl came up with a crap spreader and spread a whole bunch of crap in here. You can see it all on the ground there, and that's really the best kind of fertilizer you can get. I'm going to hit it with a little 777 or 17 or 14 or whatever the heck it's called. But this fertilizer you get from the cow's crap is really, the ultimate. That's what makes things really grow. And he spread this pretty heavy, which is perfect. We're gonna plow this under probably this coming week, disc it, call the packet a bunch of times, and then we'll be ready to seed it. So pretty exciting stuff. That's where the tin hut used to be. I'm just checking a few cameras here, and I'll see you when I turn this camera back on at some point. We are up here to the corner food plot up here at the gas well piece. You can't see my shanty because of the corn here, but I'm gonna go ahead and spray this one last time, and then we're gonna be planting this here in the next week or so. So I want to get a good kill on all this green foliage. A lot of this is actually clover. I took and frost seeded this spring. You can see how thick this clover is in here. Looks really good. It'll add a lot of nitrate to the soil here, but you can see there's a lot of weeds growing over in there. So we're gonna go ahead and smack it with glyphosate here and get it killed. And this is all gonna be brassica here in a few weeks. This is the very last spray of the summer for me. I can put my sprayer, get my sprayer cleaned up and put it away after this, so everything's ready to roll. Okay, I'm gonna fill you in on what we're doing with soybeans over here. I've got the gator up here and I got my fertilizer spreader hooked on the back side. We're gonna take and broadcast fertilizer across this whole soybean plot, and then next week I'm gonna come in here with my brassica, and I'm gonna go ahead and broadcast brassica right into the beans. I'm not going to broadcast them in where we drilled them in because the beans are so thick in there, but over here where I broadcasted the beans, and there's a lot of room in between each bean plant, I think we'll do good, and we'll be able to grow a good brassica crop right amongst the beans in here. I've never done this before, so it's going to be kind of a learning experience, but I think that it'll work. I don't know why it won't. There's no weeds in here, so there won't be any competition other than the beans for the brassica, and there's plenty of room in here to grow brassica, obviously. Over here where they got drilled, there's not really any room for it, but man, look at how tall that is in there. You can see that the deer have been hammering these beans lately. Look at all that browse pressure in there. All the tips are browsed off. You can see in my fence there, they haven't really been browsing it too hard. Beans are coming up really good in there. They're huge. But we're gonna hit them with fertilizer and give them another shot of life right here before they start producing pods. I noticed too, right in the corn where some of the soybeans got broadcasted into, they're actually growing really good in the corn. Look at that. Look at how big these soybean plants are that are right in the corn. Look at that one. So they're actually doing pretty darn good right inside there, believe it or not. Huh. Okay, we're ready to roll. One of the tricks that I'll show you guys is I can't actually open my the base of my spreader for the seeds to come out while I'm going. So you have trouble, you open your latch in the bottom enough for the seed to come out. But what I noticed, if you stick a bunch of grass in there and plug the hole so the seed can't come out when you're going to spread, you'll be fine until you hit your button and it turns on and starts spinning. So this is ready to roll, other than the fact that I forgot my stinking switch. So now I gotta go back and grab the switch. Well, as much as I hate to admit this, so I forgot my switch. Hitched a ride with Brian going down the road in the tractor to go up and get my switch because I couldn't close my chute on the seed because of an Allen wrench screw that I didn't have. So I couldn't actually close the chute like I wanted to. In fact, I want to get that back to where I had it, which is right there. So no matter what I did, I couldn't get that chute to close. And I didn't want to drive this up because I'd lose half my stinking fertilizer. So I went all the way back up there, got that, came back down and realized I didn't have the battery to hook the switch up to. Having a rough morning here, but we've got the battery, we've got the switch, we've got the fertilizer. I think we're good to start spreading here. Boy, it just kills me to drive through those soybeans like that, but you know, at the end of the day, you got to realize it's for the greater good. You know, those soybeans need that nitrogen right now, and they're kind of yellow, and I think that nitrogen will green them up and give them that last shot of adrenaline or nutrients, I guess, to get them those bean pods going and get them nice and big. But you know, it's amazing, those beans are really resilient. You know, you can run them over and within a few days they'll be stood right back up and growing like you wouldn't believe. And now I got 300 pounds of fertilizer spread on all those standing soybeans, about a little over an acre, so it's probably 250 pounds to the acre is what I got on there. But it's always important whenever you're dealing with fertilizer that as soon as you're done, you come and you clean everything up really thoroughly, because that fertilizer is super corrosive on any type of steel. If you look in there, you can see how corrosive that was last time on that steel brace right there. And I sprayed this off. It was really good, I thought. But what I'll do now is I'll spray it off, and then I'll actually take some oil and oil that right there so it stops rusting. But I think that's gonna do it on this video. Here in the next week, I'm gonna take and broadcast brassica right out in those standing soybeans up there, and it'll be interesting to see how that does. And then we're gonna get after all the other food plots. So we got lots of work to come here shortly. Thanks for watching, everybody. Okay, the video is not quite over. I just took a crack at a woodchuck that was a little over 300 yards with a 300 Win Mag. I didn't have my camera set up for it, but it was in the tall grass up there by my soybeans. I could just see his head, and I let one rip, and I heard a thud, so I might have got him. We're gonna go check it out though quick and see what we got. Oh, the chuck was right in here somewhere. We got him. I think he's dead. Chuck down. Dirty sucker. We're gonna put him right down this hole over here to try to prevent others from getting in there. We don't want any woodchucks right here next to our soybeans. Okay, now we'll finish the video up. One less chuck up here next to my soybeans.